Howdy, folks. You're listening to Demon Dayz, an actual play podcast with a focus on fiends and the friends who play them. Wanted to give a quick shout out to KiloWhat, who does the artwork for our show. Amazing as always. Go check out her stuff. All the important links will be in the show description. And then I also wanted to point out that we have a Discord where all of us hang out, have a great time talking about all things nerdy, all things tabletop. There's something there for everyone. So come hang out with us. We can't wait to see you there. Let's get on with the show, shall we?
Friends, fiends! I miss my old jug something fierce. So if you could just keep those ales coming, that would be great. Thanks. In the meantime, let me fill you in on what's been happening in the world of our horny heroes. They managed to get a mimic house named House under the infernal contract, and then found a comfortable place to get some rest. Well, maybe too comfortable. That proprietor is a bit handsy and, ick. Anyway, we pick up our story as Taslinn takes Fetter on a bit of a guided tour down memory lane. All in these Demon Dayz.
But yeah, you guys are walking out, and a nice chill breeze has started to come in through this area. Very pleasant. Even the fucking weather here in this area is maybe not purposely being pleasant. It's just timed out right. It's a nice, cool breeze. Not too much humidity, just enough to kind of feel cleansing. And totally coincidental.
Where to?
Is it, like, officially dark?
Yeah, it's like
Okay.
10, 11-ish.
Okay.
So you guys is like a late night stroll. There are street lamps that are going, giving a little bit of illumination, symmetrical intervals, very even, very pleasant down this more cobblestone-y road that's kind of this main stretch along this path that would eventually, if you took it, lead you to kind of the heart of the Beauteous Few territory. But right here, it's just a gentle, peaceful stroll walk with even lighting and good clear sky up above. You can see some stars, all that. Very nice, very pleasant.
I will kind of, like, it's a noticeable change from, like, earlier with Taslinn and how there's still an ease, but it's also kind of like almost like a persona has dropped. And very quiet, not really striking up conversation as we're walking through, doing a nice little stroll, not quite super zigzaggy as normal, but definitely not on the lit pathway at all, through like back alleys to a point where like it's on the way to the gaping maw. It's like on the edge, still on the edge of the territory, kind of closer to the back end of like where the Neil and the central rise is.
Yeah, okay.
But a very clearly abandoned building. And just kind of like,
so you're not going to the gaping maw.
no, it's like it's in between the Beauteous Few and the gaping maw area.
Okay. Yeah.
And kind of like tucked against like the back end of where the Neil was.
Yeah.
And I will very knowingly find like a rock in the wall or something like that and pull it out, and there's like a key, and I'll open the door, and it's like this old dusty kind of rundown apartment almost.
Okay. Yeah.
And Fetter the whole time has just been like taking your cues, walks along in silence, rolls a cigarette at some point, and just kind of like is just there pretty much like in body only for whatever Taz needs. And I just kind of, perk up an eyebrow at this, but don't really
and
just say anything one way or the other.
And an interesting quirk with where some of the zigzagginess starts to make sense even more so is that somehow just conveniently with the habitual way that she walks, not in a direct path down that very romantic looking pathway, you don't seem to see anybody. And it's not because there aren't people. There's a few people milling about, and maybe some of the more careless people seem to be romantically walking down the main road. But you never really get within any visual range. Your perception is doing some work figuring out, like, no one's noticing you guys. And it's not...
Right.
I'm not even making you guys do any sort of rolls for this. It's just this natural zigzag that she's doing towards this place that she seems to know like the back of her hand has conveniently just not encountered people. There's a familiarity to this place that, I mean, I'm not making anyone roll for this the way that she's comfortable with it, but you get it. You guys didn't encounter anyone on your trip. No visual, no one catching sight of you or anything. It was a perfect sneaky traversal.
Yeah, and I watch kind of the dust motes kind of float through the moonlight in this old apartment, and just kind of look up at Taslinn.
It's very small, but it's multi-story, and so we'll go upstairs and then continue like into a cramped little bedroom.
Okay.
That has like a bed that looks like it's falling apart, but still has like the mustings of like a bedroll that had been used, and then there's like another one in another part of the room, and like it's very clearly people stayed here. And I'll go up even more.
Okay.
To like there's a stairway that leads up to the roof, essentially, and as we get out onto the roof, there is a garden.
Okay.
Thanks for running with me on this, John.
I'm all for it. I'm loving this.
And as we get up into the garden, and this like roof still has like it has a good view. Like it's obstructed, and obviously it's kind of like always in shadow. Because of the back end of the Neil and stuff like that, but depending on the time of day. But it has a good view of kind of like all the Beauteous Few territory, the Gaping Maw, and in the distance is like the sink and everything like that.
Yeah.
And I just kind of very lightly kind of go, huh, so she kept up the garden. Okay.
Yeah. It's been cared for. And there's still dust. There was still dust on your traversal through the place, as in maybe not living there, but the stairs weren't too dusty. The travel upward wasn't too dusty. Just everything in the apartment part was dusty. But the garden has been tended. There's not a dead bit of foliage to be found. Well cared for.
And Fetter reaches up and undoes his bow tie a little bit, and in the middle of the garden kind of turns and looks at Taz and kind of smirks a little, and then pulls her in for a kiss.
Aww. There's a little bit of an eyebrow quirk as it's going, kind of in my head, going like, really? Okay, here, all right, I'm into it.
and there is kind of the moon is mostly above Phil, and there's an echo of another behind it that seems to be like a moon and a shadow of one, just kind of bop, bop. Very symmetrical.
Yeah.
And every part of it is that way. And it's just a nice little breeze, just the faintest bit of white noise from that. Yeah, as he draws you in.
Just because, I don't know, you are apparently showing him something important to you. And that's his way of showing that he notes it and appreciates it.
Indeed. And yeah, you have that moment, and if there's anything else there, you get a view of a lot of things around the area that she pointed out. And yeah, you guys are there, and Yewsiff, you're chilling. Are you going to sleep, or are you...
Probably yes. He'll probably stay up until like 9 or so.
Probably closer to 11, 12ish. We're getting to like 12ish right about now. So we're kind of hitting the turn of the day.
Yeah, he'll probably go to bed around midnight then.
Yeah. That'll bring the night to a close.
Yeah.
Unless you have anything else.
We just kind of like we'll stay up there, and I'll kind of explain the garden a little bit, and But every so often, like, I keep looking back at the sink. Like, I'm sure Fetter noticed that. Like, every so often, I keep
Oh, I'm
looking
just
in
like
that
this whole
direction.
time was like looking at the things you looked at and noticing the things that you reacted to and just like filing it all away. Not really saying anything, but just like filing as much.
Yeah. And the way you two are standing, as she keeps looking back at the sink, there's Taslinn there, and behind her, off a little bit, is the view of the sink. So you've got kind of this echo of Moon and behind Moon, and Taslinn and behind Taslinn, chilling there. And yeah, unless there's anything else, that ends your night and brings you guys into the morning. And a little dewy in the morning up there where you guys are, and the air is very nice and refreshing and chill. There is a chill. And you find yourselves still up on that roof, and Yewsiff, the morning comes to you, and you hear activity in the halls out there of just people emerging from their comfort and going down for their continental breakfast, as it were. They're going down to eat their morning meal, and people are just enjoying themselves. Maybe 2 or 3, like not a lot.
So they didn't come back last night, so the door's probably still open.
Door's still open. They're not back yet. Nope.
That's concerning. Did you leave the bag in your room, or do you have it? The satchel?
Wait, your bag of holding?
No, the one that the
No,
one of the
the one
tailors.
that sends back to the.
Oh
brother
yeah,
sister.
I left that in the room and I had sent your message.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll open that up, see if there's anything in there. I'm guessing not, because it's like turnaround probably isn't that fast, but
No. There is a clarifying note from Elamon, and just can you sketch pattern? He maybe isn't quite as familiar with patterning of Eldath, so he's looking for just something like pattern, idea, a couple other words he's crossed out, mood, theme. He's working like he's seeking a motif.
gotcha.
Feel free to use same paper. So eager, but not quite as versed in Eldath specifically.
Fair enough. Let's see. What would sketching be? Dexterity?
Yeah, probably sleight of hand. You'd need the same like deftness of.
Do you have a craft? Have you created a craft?
So crafting is just the base store plus your proficiency bonus, and you
Yeah.
use the tools.
Yeah.
But like glass blowing is not the same as
Sure.
sketching. It's a completely different thing. So I'll do my best.
It's not a very high DC because you know the pattern
It's like
inside and out.
it's like a 10.
Yeah, perfect. 10 was about it. Yeah, you got a basic idea of it, and Elmon's not a total idiot. He can understand that, there's a general motif, maybe some more flourish to it, and he'll run with it, and it'll be good. Not that he says that, just you understand that, like,
Yeah.
he was just looking for something to work on, instead of being like, can you make this based off my god? What's your god look like? I don't know.
So,
Oh,
like-
this is a triangle. That wasn't what I asked for. Like,
Yeah.
So there's a little bit.
Robes, waterfall.
Got it. And even if he had, like, for a clarifying point, like, if he had an issue, you could theorize that he would go to a library or an archive having enough of an image to work on that they could guide him in the right direction, and he could research it.
Ooh,
Or
you know what?
Elena would probably be like, you dope, you can research this.
Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a stag's head,
Oh, okay.
but the head is formed by a waterfall so that it has the antlers above it.
Amazing.
And
I kind of
like
want that
that's
myself.
that's what it'll look like, and then like a leaf motif around that going like on the robe, like in a diamond pattern, like pointing down about mid chest, or a pointed pattern, like a leaf pattern pointed down the middle of the chest, and then that goes up over the shoulders,
Okay.
and then like that's pretty much the only color except for like some green and blue like edging or like cording going down the sides, but other than that, it looks like just like a regular like base setup priest robe.
Oh, perfect. I love it.
So that's what I send him.
Cool.
And then I will
You hear like maybe one other set of footsteps just heading towards the main lounge area for some food. It's basically stations where you grab something and just kind of chill at a standing table. So that's what you saw coming in extra. Like, there's places where you could stand. There's no sitting tables. It's just you're standing there, having something quick and moving around. And yeah, you can go out there if you wish. But yeah, you just hear a few more people getting up, waking up for the day, moseying. A lot of casual walking around here. Nothing's hurried.
Yeah, I'll go. I'll just wear my robes, lock my door, go grab some food, bring it back to the room, and
Yeah. As
relax.
you walk out there to grab some food and go to the station and all that, you do see the blue-skinned elf at the door welcoming people in, hello, and all that, and a person kind of refilling
I
the
avoid
food.
them.
Yeah, the filling station. There was the purple elf with the long ears, filling food and kind of curtly being like, okay, here's this is. I filled it.
I go
Good.
to that person.
Yes. They look almost exactly like Docile, and they acknowledge you like, good morning. Here's this food. There's some, they say it's griffin meat. I'm sure it is, whatever. It's cool. It's got some flavor to it. I just do what the instructions say. There you go. You're good.
Fantastic.
Need anything?
Nope.
Perfect.
Love it.
There's some juice over there. You
Great.
have to squeeze it. And then she moves over to that red-haired gal who's just standing at a table, just drinking a juice. And it's like, can I get you anything? It's like, no, darling. No, that's fine. It's like, okay, good. Bye. And this other elf just weaves about efficiently and curtly throughout the whole thing.
Grab my food, and I don't know that I actually noticed the redhead. I'm focusing on food. I rolled a 3 for perception, and then
3?
yeah,
Okay. Yeah.
3. Well, 2 plus 1.
He's a
It's more
very
like it- It's
perceptive boy.
more like you followed.
Actually,
you
my
followed
passive is 11, so that might have hit it.
with
But
the passive, yeah, you made the visual, the anchor point, to use an editing term, was focused on this other elf who was currently walking by, and you just happen to see the redhead in there because like her hair out of anyone else's is the only one that's bright red and
Got it.
curly. Everyone else has got more black and darker hair, brown hair, and the purple elf got some black hair as well. But yeah, you were following the Kurt one as she just
got it.
efficiently weaved around, and yeah.
I'll grab food, and then I'll head back to the room.
Yeah, pretty basic stuff. A little maybe a little over salted, over peppered griffin meat.
Cool.
Like a sausage kind of bake. There's some egg element into it too, kind of not a quiche thing, but like a scrambledy, eggy, griffin-y meat thing. More meat than egg. There can only be so much comfort.
Got it.
And yeah, go back to your room.
Are there any? Go back to the. Oh fuck! There's no windows.
No windows. There is nothing.
I'll go back and eat. If they haven't come back yet, then I'm going to take a stroll outside.
Okay, take your food with you. That's fine. Everyone seems okay with that.
Well, no, I'll finish eating.
Oh, okay.
And then if they're not back yet, I'll take a stroll outside.
Yeah.
Just outside. Is there a fountain nearby or anything?
Kind of like if you go a little bit outside of the opposite way that they went, and maybe a 5-6 minute walk, there's kind of a basic little, there's kind of a dinky little fountain.
Did you ever see the TV show The 10th Kingdom?
No.
Oh, okay, never mind. There's a town in that show that's like the Love Town, and that's just what I have like in my head right now.
Nice.
It's a smaller fountain, nothing nearly grand, just there for an aesthetic, a little bit of, yeah. It's got some water that's ever cycling through, not very big, not taller than you, maybe about to chest height, stone.
Fair enough.
Flowers on the stone design.
Are there any birds there? Like bathing or such?
Roll an investigation.
20. Dirty 20.
20? You kind of peek around, knowing that you could spook birds, and there's two. There's one that's maybe like a little robin, brightly colored robin type thing, pecking at the water, and then just behind it, off slightly, scans from it, so it's like bird and slightly off, is a slightly larger raven pecking at the water.
Perfect.
But this one, there seems to be part of its skin missing, so there's more bone there, and it's a kind of a blight on the scenery, but it's just there pecking at the water, similar as the robin, but robin and bird behind, in your view.
Got it.
The robin kind of, if you go closer, the robin spooks. The raven does not.
I don't move closer.
Okay.
The blighted bird is not really what I'm feeling. So I'm gonna cast speak with animals
Okay.
on myself and talk to the robin. Like, excuse me. Going straight up Disney in this bitch.
Yeah. No. As you cast it, first the bird's just like peck, peck, and cheep, cheep, and then it looks up to you. Like, Hi.
Could I talk to you for a moment? I have a favor to ask.
Sure.
Kind of put my finger down in front of its breast.
Oh.
Let it hop up, if it will.
Safe?
Oh, yes.
Oh. Okay. And hops in. Oh. Hi. Yes.
Hello. And I start walking back towards the hotel. I'm like, so...
Where?
Oh, I'm looking for some friends. I was wondering if maybe you could help me.
Oh. Yes. Help. Can.
So I start describing both Fetter and Taslinn. I'm like, they left last night. I don't know if you or your friends might have seen them. Would you mind just doing a quick flyabout and asking some? Maybe I could maybe find some bread for you to eat if it's okay. I'll meet you right out here in about 10 minutes. And I point to the front door.
Okay. The bird just like,
Bring your friends.
yeah, sure. Oh. See ya. And
Thanks.
how long does that spell last? And
10 minutes.
And you can. It's only the focus. You focused on that bird, and that's the only one that you could talk to.
Actually, no, I cast it on myself.
You cast on yourself, so
Yeah.
any animal.
Gain the ability to comprehend and verbally communicate with beasts for the duration. The knowledge and awareness of many beasts is limited by their intelligence, but at a minimum, beasts can give you information about nearby locations and monsters, including whether they can perceive or have perceived within the last day. You might be able to persuade a beast to perform a small favor for you at the GM's discretion.
Did you go all the way back to the spot in front of the place with the bird, or were you in the midst of it?
I was walking so it could see like the building in front. I'm like, I'll meet you right there. And I
Okay.
just point in front of it.
You start and you head back into the nestled rest.
Yep.
Or, okay.
I go in and find some bread.
As you start heading in there, though, you do hear a hey. You look back, and that raven with the skull poking through is just like, look at me. Hey, you,
Hello, me.
looking for the one,
The who?
the one,
The one who?
Sweet dumb boy.
the lady who works for death.
You got me.
The one-
I don't.
Oh, God.
Not sure what you mean. Looking for
The lady
Oh,
of
boy.
the raven queen.
Oh, you. Of course. Actually, yes, I am. Have you seen her?
No, looking myself.
Knew it.
Oh, you're looking for her as well.
Yeah.
Well, if you find her, let her know I'm looking for her too.
Okay. Thanks.
Yep.
It flaps its wings, and there is some like discoloration to the lower parts of the wings. It's if you didn't know any better, well, do
Is this-
a religion check on this, or Arcana.
Really need to be proficient in religion. Damn it.
Arcana's fine too. Any one of those that are more.
I'm not
Hocus
proficient in any of them. It's a 10. Can I do an insight?
Yeah, sure. With the speak of the animals gone.
18.
18.
Did it look decrepit because she's trying to regain power from when we saved her?
There is an element of that. There's kind of a motif of like repair, as it's
Got
kind
it.
of more. It's not
I mean-
decaying. It's more undecaying, and it's as you see some of the wings. It's
It's
more,
healing.
It's healing, but it's very much more inquisitive, and its intent is looking for the material planes representate. Like it's trying to make good on something.
Is
task.
it still there? Like, is it
It's
just
starting to
kinda
fly.
hopping?
It's not doing very fast. It doesn't have a very fast liftoff.
Okay. Well, I mean, has it been more than 10 minutes?
You're on the cusp of it. You're like
Okay,
maybe
like-
8.5.
Like, wait, hang on.
Yep. It's kind of hovering and
So,
jagged.
yeah,
hovering.
I'm looking for her as well. Do you represent the Lady of
Represent Raven Queen.
Raven Queen? Okay. She should be back here at some point. So you may just want to hang out here if...
It lands. We'll wait.
Okay.
Don't need to do more work than nest.
Does it still? Does it still? God. I'm gonna. Fucking hell.
Ravens are very smart. It is not a dumbass pigeon, okay?
No, it's coughing, trying to get rid of the death.
No, it is very much. That is the vibe you're getting. It is not. It is painfully reforming.
All right. I forgot. I had
So not a decay. It's reverse of that.
had a long rest, so let me do that. Cast that. I'll handle animal 15. Like I'll lean down and like put my hand out so it can hop up.
It does. Its talons grab into you a little bit harsher, and yeah, you can kind of see just at. It's not fast enough to where you see repairing, but it seems to be in a state of becoming more like a raven.
Which side is the decay on? The right side or the left side of its face? Or
The
this would help
side,
me.
the side that the
arm was on,
the
right?
arm and the eye were on.
Yeah, sure.
So it
I
was
was kind
the
of.
left.
I'm trying to go for keeping that consistent. Yes.
So
Essentially, yeah. So it's repairing from there, and it is evoking that sense of there was part of me broken and repair. I'm not trying to evoke it as stupid, I guess. It's more just like it's not quite bird again.
Yeah.
So I'm going to tuck it under my right side so that my left hand can cover its face. Like, break its neck. No, I'm kidding. So I'm
Oh boy.
so I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to
Dare you? That'd be funny.
I'm going to lay on hands the bird, and I'm going to put 5. Where is it? So as an action, you can touch a creature and restore any number of hit points in the pool, or 5 hit points to either cure a disease or neutralize a poison affecting the creature.
Okay.
So I'm going to. I don't know what it is. I'm assuming it's not a poison. So I'm going to dump 5 into it to try and cure an ailment in quotes, and then I'm going to dump another 5 into it just as basic healing. So 10 total
Okay.
to see if that helps at all.
It essentially puts fast forward a few times on 1.5 speed, 336. Like it starts to speed up some of that reforming as you start to see the folds of skin, the skin appear with the legs and the feathers, and it's starting to. It's going to take a while to fully form back.
Okay.
You sped it up like a lot,
Okay. Yeah, I will.
and it seems to just look up at you, stare at you the whole time, not looking at anything else.
I'm gonna cast another speak with animals. Fuck it.
All right.
Like, any better?
Yes, a little bit.
Okay. Is there anything else I can do for you?
No, I'll just wait.
Okay.
Excuse me. Still working through stuff.
I
out
take
dust.
some of the bread and pull
Yeah, the
off.
coffee. It is actually the dust of ashes
Yeah.
of like
Yeah.
corpse ashes. Yeah.
I'll pull a chunk off the bread and start pulling
Sorry, I
it.
did that to myself.
That was real, everyone.
Oops.
I'll pull
I
off
gotta
a
be careful
chunk,
with that acting thing.
chunk off of the bread and pull that apart into smaller pieces and just kind of
Okay.
hold, like let him stand on my hand or my arm and
Yeah.
let him
Okay.
eat out of my
He looks
hand.
at it and then back at you. Thanks. No thanks.
Fair
Not
enough.
ready yet.
I'll just dump it on the ground for anything else that comes. And I'll
Yuck.
just
Not that.
lean against the wall of the place, waiting for the robin to come back, and I'll put him up on my shoulder and just hang out for a little bit.
Yeah. He stands there and he just looks straight out, and then he doesn't
got
give
a
you much
name?
more word. No.
All right. Well, I'm Yewsiff.
Nice to meet you.
You as well.
Nice to be here.
You don't have to force it. It's
Thank
okay.
you. If it were a real raven, it might have a name. This
Fair.
is being there's some fabrication going on here.
That's fair. Wait, so are you an actual bird, or am I speaking to the Lady of the Night again?
I'm a suggestion, an omen.
I know how those work. Fair enough.
Don't take offense.
Nope. I know how that works too. It's all good.
Thank you for your understanding.
Just kind of lean back, fold my arms, and
Yeah, and you wait.
Robin come back at all?
No, unfortunately not.
Okay.
You get the sense that maybe it's doing a wider sweep, or maybe, I mean, it wasn't a very hardy bird. It might have any manner of things could have happened to it. You don't know.
Okay.
But if it will come back, it hasn't yet, and it's taking a lot longer.
Or maybe you could just give us a chance to actually come back by, allowing us to have a part of a scene.
So what I'm gonna do next?
I was tempted to be like, you walk downstairs and I'm just like eating bacon off the continental breakfast, but no, please.
Yeah, no.
So I'm just gonna continue to lean. I'll pull apart the rest of the bread and just kind of drop it on the ground, and I'll just hang out there.
So then we'll shift scenes and then back up a little bit as you guys are waking up. The morning is starting for you.
Taz would find me just like sitting on the edge of the roof, like legs dangling over the top, having a morning cigarette with my journal out, and I'm just writing in the family the TMX specific cipher. It just says T question bonus points for house / gluttony re 7 deadly sins ?
There's a bit of a wait.
Yeah.
And you get the sense that if it's something where it's a little bit on the technical side or a loophole thing, that Tiamat will spend some time to do her diligence. Does a house that eats things continually mimic count is in the way that one's acting? Like, there's a few different back channels of legalese that she has to work through.
Yeah.
Because
I'm trying to get bonus point. I got 1 down, 10 more to go. I'm ready. I'm fucking putting numbers up.
Yeah, but she does give you some sort of an acknowledgement little check next to the question
Right.
in the way that it's like she's acknowledged it.
Okay.
She'll put like a little dash, maybe even crossing out the last letter of a word, something to indicate that she's
Seen it and is going to respond when she has something to say. Got it.
So she's working on it.
So I'm just sitting up there sexily mussing my hair.
Well, just as a reminder, Taslinn doesn't sleep anymore because she got really fucking tired of the Raven Queen hijacking her dreams.
Yeah.
So she would have spent most of the night gardening and probably reading and stuff like that. And kind of let you do your, I'm gonna go have my smoke and my sans bean water while you do your thing and have the sun come up around you.
Yeah, you haven't had visions or dreams or anything along those lines. But as you're gardening, like the Mortberg specifically and where you were from, the tower, the Mage's Tower, some of those start to kind of, not necessarily ping you, but give you a weird sense of, like, I don't like it. There's something there I don't like. Like a weird sense of purpose. A weird, like, not a bing bing, this is a bad place, there may be undeath here. So more so of like,
You know what I was doing, John?
what?
Once Fetter fell asleep,
Yeah.
I pulled out the wonderful other sword from the bag
Oh, okay. Okay.
and started chatting with that one again.
Okay. 'Cause if it's just there and open, you can chat at it. It may or may not hear you, but the risky part is you'd have to like engage with it and to hear it.
Yeah, I would be touching it, but I definitely wouldn't unsheath it again. Like, I'd still have it in the shroud and I'd still have it sheathed. So like we could have a conversation, but I wouldn't necessarily be forced to do anything.
Okay. And if you're doing it in that cautious way, I would say you're not attuning to it at all. You're just kind of trying to hear it. So the signal, so to speak,
Is muffled.
Is
yeah.
muffled, a bit more muffled, but like, yes, I hear you. I hear you.
I would kind of say, like, we can revisit. I know you were very excited about some of the things that I had to do here.
Perhaps we can figure out a way to make the problems less random.
Agreed.
I may need time to figure out that aspect of myself. What's off the table? What's off the table?
Oh, what's off the table?
Yes. I'm trying to be like weird muffled sword creep voice Batman.
Yeah.
Working with a lot of parameters and not necessarily translating to good audio.
What's off the table is anything that will make me disgusting to others, whether it's by appearance, by smell. Part of what makes me efficient is being able to have conversations with people. And so anything that will be a detriment to that is a no.
Okay. I'll look into it.
It seems the timeout you gave it and the lack of use with some serious use has made it more likely to acquiesce and attempt to honor this thing you're conversing with, this deal you're trying to make. Just that it's an aspect of itself that it has never had to customize.
I'll throw some incentive in here.
Listening.
If you find a way to make it not only less detrimental, but also at least minorly neutral, and then the other things much more beneficial, we could talk about not just an attunement, but a pact.
Agreeable. And can there be death?
Well, I apparently have to do lots of it here, so sure, yes.
Yes.
It kind of fades out as it has a lot to think about.
And so
In which case, the DM has a lot of interesting new custom ideas that he has to work through and come up with that are more.
as in we'll be chatting on Discord
Yes.
between now and our next recording.
Yes.
So as like Fetter wakes up and the day is starting and everything like that, I'll kind of get out of my gardening and wipe the dirt off and be like, so shall we?
Yeah, I'm sure Yewsiff's probably a little worried about us. I don't think we left a note.
No, we didn't.
No, it's all right. He's a big boy.
Well,
Like little cute little robin-like birdie lands there. Kind of looks.
Shoot, you goddamn pest!
It flies away.
And I swat at it with my cane.
Do you intend to hit, or is it more?
No, it's just to get it out.
That's
of
what
it.
happened to the robin. It's fucking dead.
Yeah, no, it flies off.
well, it's a good thing it didn't try to eat any flowers because some of the flowers in this garden are poisonous.
Yeah, that tracks.
Some are too, especially seeds.
It's your garden.
This is a garden that I upkept with a longtime friend of mine.
Oh.
Not that way.
Okay.
Not that
Almost
way.
just that insight check, but
Almost as like a weird echo in the city. You hear, oh. No, I'm kidding.
yeah.
There was definitely a desire, I feel like, on her part, but it never took off for a lot of reasons.
Sure.
She was my first friend here.
Was this the redhead?
Yeah. And we started this garden as a way to stay connected, I guess, especially once she joined the Beauteous Few in this area.
It seems like it's being upkept.
Yeah, she's definitely, I'm surprised she's keeping it up.
Interesting. All right, so that means she's
Especially
about.
after years. But, sure, why not? We're leaning into this. So I slip a glove on and I will go over to a section of flowers that has like these blue and purple flowers. Monk's hood, which if anybody doesn't know, that's a poisonous flower. But super pretty and very similar coloring to me. So I will take it, clipping of them with the gloved hand, and I'll like cut them with one of my daggers, and then be like, well, I suppose I can leave this at the entrance.
Oh, it's that kind of thing. Fantastic. Any other key players? I'm looking out for the redhead, and we're looking out for Nax. Is it the silver fox fellow?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and who else? As I'm kind of making sure.
I mean, that's really... Those are the two, I guess, major players.
Okay.
That if they wanted, especially Nax, if he wanted to find me, he would find me.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, there's a vast network for all of them,
Sure.
as well as the other factions, that I just can't quite avoid, even if I want to try. Which is why we're going to lean into this, and
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you ahead of time, as I'm sure you probably noticed, but there's going to be quite a few different faces that I put on, and you might have. I know Yewsiff is already experiencing some whiplash, so.
You've met now 2 of my aunts and my father. I think you understand that one of the survival techniques of my life has been being profoundly malleable.
Yep, I get that, chameleon.
Yeah.
As I motion to myself.
Yeah. Well, shall we? And do you, I'm tempted, with your permission, of course, to perhaps leave my own cant out front.
Sure. Make things interesting.
Why not?
Okay. Yeah. And then you start to head down. What kind of cant do you leave and where?
It's just off of the. It's like it's not on the door frame at all, but it's a little off the entrance, and it's just like a dark tower with kind of a Z under it, but the Z is like turned not quite like not sideways, but it's at an angle.
Yeah, on like a curve. And I'll put the clipping of flowers not on the bottom floor, but like that essentially on the floor that's the bedroom.
Sure.
Because there's like a dresser like right a little bit tucked into the bedroom, but closer to the stairs, that if somebody would catch it out of their corner of their eye, but it would be like if something didn't just fall there.
Yeah.
So I'll put the flowers on top of the dresser there.
And then underneath that is the infernal thieves' cant for protected.
Okay.
Which is just like a couple of like hash marks. in a
Nice.
certain pattern.
Awesome.
And then we'll go walking back again, kind of in the back alleyways,
Okay.
not on the main streets.
The zigzag way, and
Take or leave, and I'll just keep my eyes out for anyone noting us or following us.
I also lock it up.
Yeah.
as she zigzags you back, since it's starting to get a little bit later in the morning, there are more people who are out and about. And every now and then, on a zigzag through a more open area, a few people kind of cursorily glance over and kind of clock Taslinn, like, no, it can't be. More of like, this could be somebody, maybe it's just me seeing things. So a little bit less recognition from some general populace,
Sure.
but that there's a familiarity to her. So far, you've seen a lot of that. Just like the ones who are closer to the sink were more like, is that? Oh no. This is more like, reminds me of somebody.
Yeah.
But no clocking or following. And the time it takes you to get back to the nestled rest, it takes a little while. So, Yewsiff, you're standing out there for a bit. And now, given this role, the way this shakes out is you're standing out there with the reforming raven, and out from the nestle nest comes that red-haired woman, just lights up a smoke and enjoys it and all that, and she happens to doesn't quite register that you're there since you're tucked back, but she happens to look over, and just as Taslinn and Fetter come into view,
Of course.
and she drops the smoke and then just turns. You see like a very quick turn, and then just start walking away the opposite way of them coming. You don't necessarily notice them yet. She's clocked them coming back, and she's just briskly walking away.
And
Very hurried, like kind of, okay, I'm getting out of here.
back towards the hotel or away from it?
Away from the hotel, going out past the, like, the way you guys came the previous night going toward it. She's going that way, so more of a southern direction.
Right.
And you would probably notice that there was someone out there.
Do we have an opportunity to?
Yes, you would notice it. Fetter, Taslinn is more focused on the weaving. She doesn't immediately notice it. You have like a moment's notice before she would notice something. But you see the red hair and clock it. Just there's someone there, and red hair maybe, and she's turned and started moving quickly.
I reach out and just grab your arm, and just point.
Ooh,
With
okay.
with Fetter's help, you've got some benefit to this roll to notice the quickly walking away redheaded woman. And Yewsiff, you know that she just walked past your view. She's walking quickly. This is all kind of happening pretty quickly. She's walking away, still within reach of you, just still moving, trying to move fast and picking up speed, not running, just walking really quickly. She's got longer legs. She's pretty
Did
tall.
I see the cigarette drop?
Yeah, she dropped it kind of in a startle, like, oh, shit.
Insight?
High or low, John?
Hi.
Okay. I'm gonna let her. I'm gonna clock her. And
Okay.
I'm gonna smile, and then I'm not gonna say a damn thing.
Yeah. And she gets far enough away to then kind of a quick little jog, and she's slow, like now starting to get more out of reach and out of visual range. And Yewsiff, you still have a little bit of visual range on her, but she's gone.
I'm gonna track her as far as I can.
Yeah. And she's just trying to get out of Dodge. Didn't like the situation. Maybe a minute or two more before you start to lose her as she starts to do a similar zigzaggy thing.
Right.
But, like, she was spooked enough to go straight on the main road for a little bit, and then, what the fuck am I doing? And doing an almost uncanny, similar odd step. Yeah. I'm just going to call this odd step for my sake here. Just the odd step. And you guys meet up at the Nestled Rest on the outside. And Taslinn, you see Yewsiff, and on him, this maybe 3/4 reformed raven, and part of it's like most of the skin and the fur, the feathers are back on the eye, and just looks at you.
See? Told you she'd be back.
Oh God, I already know.
I was like, wow, you're awful popular this morning.
Okay.
Glad you two are all right.
like,
I put my hand under the raven and like hand him over to Taz. I'm like, cool. I'm gonna go
It
back
looks
inside.
at you and just shoulder, you, shoulder, you, shoulder, you, shoulder.
Fine.
It hops on your shoulder and then just kind of is looking around, and not like aimlessly. It's checking your blind spots. It's looking around and keeping an eye out for you. And while he's there, you're not gonna be surprised by much. As he's on your shoulders and the claws slightly form into the skin, you get more of an awareness around you.
I go back inside to the room and get dressed.
Yeah. And so for the sake of this, while he's there on your shoulder, this reforming thing, it's just an extra set of awareness. There's not going to be anyone sneaking up on you.
I kind of notice the claws morphing into and I just look at it and I go, that's not going to be permanent, is it?
It shakes its head in a jerking motion, just like, no.
Thanks. Okay. So clearly you're here not only to help, but also to probably tell me something like, hey, I'm not on it. But, I've already clocked 2 places that we're going to have to go to. And I'm on it. I've only been here for 24 hours. Jeez.
The raven kind of slinks back, like just the messenger sort of motion, and then does clock the 2 spots you were looking at, just like,
Yeah.
and more like I'm just here to tell you. And it just chills. It's just chilling.
I get it. I understand you're the messenger, but you could also, relay the fact that there's a lot to juggle right now.
It's continually doing this. Now it's kind of bobbing and it's sort of like, I'm the messenger here. But it's not actually making any sound. As opposed to it was kind of making noise toward Yewsiff and kind of talking a little bit. It's content to just be your extra set of eyes for now.
You know what? I'm going to name you Fonzie because that's that. Okay. All right, Fonzie.
Hey, there's a jukebox next nearby, and it just rams its head into it. And So it
we got it.
It almost becomes unobtrusive as it just kind of chills around your shoulder, and every now and then just make sure it's convenient on you so it can see behind you and get views in any blind spots. And for now, until you can find some other way to communicate with it and get more out of it, it's just a minor help.
Got it. Cool.
And yeah, Yewsiff went inside. Most of the breakfast crowd is scattered, and you
Yep,
got the
we
day
go in-
before you,
we
and you
go
go
in-
in, and
I need coffee.
Yeah, we
Yep.
go inside for food and drink, and I'm sure I get looks from people for the Raven. I completely fucking adore it. I'm just
Yeah.
like,
See,
one
We're
patron
working-
does kind of like, and
we're
moves away.
working it like a fashion statement here
well, hold on. He's sticking around.
for now.
Oh, great.
You hear there's someone trying to get like more juice into a thing and prepare more beverages around the area, and just not having a great time with it. It's the purple-skinned elf with the long ears and dark hair, and she's kind of swearing a little bit like fucking shit, and she looks at me like fucking sweet bird.
Thank you.
We need more people like you in this
You
place.
are a breath of fresh air right over here. High five.
She walks over, just slaps it really hard, like good.
And I just look up from the bacon tray. Like,
Do you need something to drink? I'm having some problems here with the juice. I don't suppose you have any insight on some breakfasty.
coffee.
What
Now.
the fuck is that? That sounds cool.
Bean water.
I was really hoping to actually restock in town.
Hashtag bean water.
What is this thing? Is it? Enlighten me. I'm
All
at
right,
my wit's end with this
okay.
fucking juice thing.
Yeah, see, Fetter, over here, they really only sell juice and tea and, like, that enlightened
Herbal leaf water.
goodness
Fucking water.
shit.
It's just,
And so,
Is
like,
this not the capital of the goddamn Dominion?
it is,
Yeah.
but to get the good, dark bean water, unfortunately, we need to go.
this lady leans in and just like, it's just the aesthetic here. They're going for extreme comfort and gentleness and just
There is-
just the nicest fucking thing. And my sister driving me up the wall. I'm having a real rough week.
I mean,
Real rough week.
I'm sure.
I'm
if
sorry. I'm sorry. This is
If we
mean of me.
headed more into the center of this district, and you were like, "Hey, this bean water thing would give me loads of pleasure," that shit would happen so quickly.
I am almost pouting.
Can with the tools here, and she points to a bunch of just. She's got a workstation that she's not enjoying. She's
Right.
kind of run out on her wit's end a little bit. Just maybe it's just the clientele. It's hard to say. She's just a little on.
Am I gonna have to do like a Turkish? Am I gonna have to like boil it? And
Do I have the necessary tools? And she looks and Yes,
you can't
you're-
have my percolator. This thing is.
she has necessary tools, just in different configurations. You'd have to adjust the little things and like, is this something I can do?
Yeah,
Can
I'll
I-
give her. I'll write down like just classic natural, and then I'll give her a couple of those Chesterfield
Okay.
recipes that I got from him,
Yeah.
and I'll just be like, here,
Okay.
make me one of these. Don't
All right.
fuck it up.
If you don't hear from me in an hour, I quit.
Why does everything around here take a fucking hour? And I'm sorry,
That's
that's
just
just some
worst case
family
scenario.
shit, and I'm just like,
Everything takes an hour.
here,
No.
I'm coming with you. All right,
Thank you. I'm sorry to bring this on you. I'm really projecting some negative.
you really are. I mean, no offense, but you kind of are. I'm just, if this works and it worked, then you need to stock this for me.
I will.
Okay? I'm going to show you how to do this, and then
Yes.
I want it on the menu.
I will do this. I will
Okay.
do this for you. I just need something else for this place.
Okay, I look
Don't-
at Taz
yeah,
and
just-
the bird. There's always a fucking new animal around.
Look,
And I'm
you
like-
know what? It works on her shoulder a lot. I don't know you, ma'am. I think it's working in a very specific way. There's a mystique, and it's working for me. My sister's gonna
I
hate it.
like reach my hand out and I go, "Hi, I'm Tara Suresh."
Nice. I'm Eloy Evanista. You've met my sister. And she claps like in a mockery of her sister, like,
Can I
Very-
help you with anything?
very
Make it more
touching.
comfortable for you.
No, you have to be a lot hands. Yeah, get really
like
really,
this, like the
yeah, really
copy?
overdo
Okay.
really overdo the touching.
It's a lot of touching.
All right, can we go? No offense.
It's a lot of touching.
Listen.
Don't-
Go make the bean water.
Yes.
It will make you very
I'm-
happy, as well as him.
It may taste angry, and I'm working through some
The
shit.
angrier it is, the better.
Listen,
It's an angry bean. It's gonna be an angry bean, and
Okay.
You know, sometimes we all have angry beans. If you give it too much attention or not enough attention, if you just flick it really like not in the appropriate way, it gets really angry.
Her ears
if it's
twitch a
like-
little bit. She's pointing like,
I'm like,
yes,
listen.
And I
Hey.
just like keep going on.
So I'm gonna be like, listen.
Can you guys live here forever?
No, but here's what we can do. Watch this shit, and I guide her to the back, and I'm like, you know, I actually specialize in some anger and management
Oh
adjustment.
boy.
So if because you seem very upset.
Yeah.
So
Bad
just-
morning. Yeah.
Here, if you guys, I know your sister probably usually does this, but you know what? You seem possessed of a certain amount of go-gettedness.
Yes.
So here, I can supply you with the beans, at least some, in exchange, maybe help even out your station with your sister. How's that sound? This'll take off. Everyone will love this.
Like, do I have to share it with her?
No, this is for you. This is all for you.
I'm into it.
Okay, boilerplate.
Of course.
Boilerplate coffee, and I'm just like, love it. And number 2 is Elf Lady at hotel equals Raph. All right. Then I'm just like, come right this way. So we,
All right.
I teach her the stuff. I hook her in with, an infernal bean supplier. And boilerplate contract.
Okay. And she doesn't do much. She doesn't give it much thought. She's just relieved.
Yeah,
There's
that's-
something like she signs it like, okay, I'm very happy.
Don't. Here's the thing. You take that.
I know.
You take that frustration.
Yeah.
You channel that. Right? You channel that.
Yes.
This is about
boy.
you. This is about you.
Thank you.
This is
You guys
for
are a
your
bright
own
spot.
self-betterment.
You guys are a bright spot in the black sun of a morning.
I teach her how to fist bump instead
this?
of doing the hand clapping.
Just
Yes. What is
Yeah,
this?
just hit here fist.
Is this low-
Here,
is it-
let's
okay,
touch fist.
yep.
Boom. Yeah.
Yes, I like it.
Boom.
Kind of taps. This is good.
Yeah, if you really like somebody, then here, do it again. Do it again.
Okay. Yeah.
And then as you pull your fist away, you like go, and I do like the hand exploding.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. That's if you really like somebody. So
She sees someone come in. When she looks at the person coming in, you realize she was left here to do this. She has a life, has a hobby outside of this. She's helping her sister. Her sister decided to leave her in charge of this stupid fucking hotel, this inn, and she walks over. I love what you're teaching me. Let's get this. Let's do this. I need a second. I want to try something. She eyes you like, huh? I'm gonna do this. And she walks over. It's like fist, and this kind of older lady like, huh? What is this? What is this thing? And she puts her fist out, and Eloy just rears up and just goes, yeah, gunk, and knocks her back.
No.
And she hits the door like,
No.
oh man.
Fit.
no, she hit the fist. She hit the fist. You get the sense that she gets what you were trying to do.
She just took it to 100.
She just took it to 100 and just immediately just like, thank you. All right, back where we were. Sorry, lady.
Get
Get outta here.
Come right this way. I'll teach you how to make the best drink of your life. Here, let's go. And
yeah.
and just the ink's still wet on like the sloppiest contract ever, and it's just
Yeah.
back in my pocket before she even.
And it sizzles and forms and gets sent through the infernal channels, and you even see a note just from T and just like, funny. Like she knows the sloppiness of it, but she understands that how quickly it was signed. She can sense these. She can suss these
she's
things.
gonna-
Like you
she's
got
gonna-
a good one. It's like,
She's gonna regret that in 10 to 20.
yeah,
But sure.
like good one, just
All
a good
right.
one. Like that one was a TMEC. You can imagine she's just sitting there being like, yeah, no, that's a good one. That's a fun one. I'm gonna have fun with this one in the
Festering wrath, guys.
Yeah.
What a
As they walk into the back, I just kind of like take a bite out of toast and also have that look on my face like, okay, I just helped facilitate that.
Yeah, it's a fairly angry toast. Like when you went, it was dry. It was a drier toast.
Ash just flies off the bread as she.
And the raven on your shoulder kind of hops over to where you did that and just, and there's just like a burst of ash cloud just, and looks up like, And it goes back, it nods its head for the audience, and then heads back to keeping an eye on your 6.
I should just go die now.
And yeah, so she makes it doesn't take too long. She's pretty adept. This Eloy is very quick and prompt, and you can tell she's got some skill with her. And if it weren't for the anger, she'd probably be a little bit more successful at what she's doing, but she makes it, and she takes the first sip, and that is great. You said this is what? Coffee?
Yes. Coffee.
Fuck. Yes. Okay. Just don't tell my sister I like this, and I think this.
To the first drink of many. No.
Yeah.
You've done this.
I
Great
did this.
accomplishment. Folks from all around are going to come to this inn for this coffee.
Okay.
Well done. And listen, we have folks. We'll drop some off at the back. Nothing for you to worry about.
Okay. I'll give you the. I need to write this down. It's a room number that I keep all my stuff.
Sure. There you go.
And all right. And she writes like 665.
Sure.
Just one off of the full number. And yeah, she's like, "Thank you for being a bright spot. I'm gonna be down here. I guess I work here today.
Yeah. Well,
This is me today.
Whenever you need some more coffee, you should find some in there for you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Feel free to grab whatever you want down here. I'm not gonna charge you anything. My sister will, but I don't care.
Wonderful. Should we go find Yewsiff?
Yeah,
I'll
Yewsiff
go
already
with-
went in.
Okay, I'll go. Just be like, it feels like we got some things to do with you. Mm-hmm. All right.
Eloy is busy with the new drink that you've given her. Not giving two hoots about the contract. Just purpose to her life. You guys go back further into your rooms to work through some things with Yewsiff. Figure out the game plan for your future, and yeah, that is your way forward for the day.
A romantic evening in a place of great meaning, and a near encounter with a figure from the past. There's a lot bubbling to the surface, but it's going to have to wait until I return. Here's hoping by then I'll have my old jug, or at least someone like it, back, and the world will be right again. Anyway, don't make yourselves too scarce. There's a lot more crazy Sky Point shenanigans ahead in these Demon Days.